come.
Can you go see what Noah's doing?
So you don't see my messy background. I'm on the beach.
Oh.
She's been traveling. Quarantine traveling.
Exactly.
We just did my son's parent-teacher conference from the like Star Trek Enterprise style bridge.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be cool.
Did you guys see that horrible Zoom video going around with the woman that took her phone into the bathroom with her?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Jennifer. So don't be a Jennifer, because now millions of people have seen your bare butt.
Yep. Oh, gosh.
There's one of some lady who accidentally put her like a filter on, so it was her as a potato, but she couldn't figure out how to undo it.
Oh, I saw
For like minutes being like, so, well, I'll use this as our start off. We'll just do that, and then if more people join in, that will be wonderful. If not, I'm going to go ahead and record this, so I'll try to share it to the group in general. But in all reality, this is just very an impromptu kind of gathering check-in to see how things are going. We're in our 4th week of this, which normally this would be a 4-week challenge. But now because of all the shifts that have happened all kind of so fast, especially from when I started doing the challenge and to where it is now, I just wanted to kind of get people together to see how they're going. We're going to be kind of continuing to do stuff. So even though this would be technically the end of the 4th week, I'm just going to continue sending out emails weekly. I'm going to try to keep checking in with everybody on Wednesdays to see how things are going, if they have any questions and stuff, because it's like the best thing. Why not keep this thing running? Big time when it comes to nutrition is this is all just us trying to set in habits to push ourselves in a relatively good moving direction, and then make those small habits like snowballs that turn into avalanches. So small habits into another small habit into a big change. So this in all reality shouldn't be a surprise. It should not be a 4-week long challenge and then I get to eat whatever I want. It's a 4-week long challenge, dial things in and keep moving from there. So some of the things that I just wanted to say, just looking for people, trying to get them as committed as possible. I know this is a really tough time for a lot of people. I had already that said,
oh no, but there's a bear.
Just deal with it. My life has changed now, or I'm trying to deal with some of them. I think I'm like, these are normal things. Just work through it and keep doing your best. But I don't think that means that they're going to just like throw away their diet. It just means that they're dealing with other stressors as well, and they're going to be focusing on diet in a different way. If you can't log or anything, I understand. Let me know that you're not, because I will be giving you the same old questions of like, hey, I don't see you logging anything. Your food log looks a little sparse. So then you'll get the same questions from me or the same comments and stuff. So if you can log, do it. That would be awesome. If you can't, just let me know, and let's really focus on whether that meal is like the appropriate thing. Like if you're eating 2 eggs for breakfast who cares? I don't need to know that it's that. But if it's always the same thing, but if that changes and now you're having a hash or some kind of different breakfast side, maybe I'm doing smoothies now, but we haven't plugged it in, then it might change out what some of those overall numbers hit by the end of the day. The big side that I wanted to lead into with today is really, do you guys have any questions for me? And like what things might help you guys out the most going forward? So really this is kind of an open area discussion. So if anyone like feels free to steal the microphone or whatnot, just ask me anything you guys have been hankering on your minds.
I have a question.
Perfect. Heather, what's up?
I have a really hard time keeping the fat macro under 49 for me.
Gotcha.
So if it goes over 49, like on a given day, should I be more concerned with trying to keep the macro numbers where they are, or the overall calorie content?
Good question. So especially if you are like you average higher fats, that's just, I eat higher fat a little bit. So I'm not hitting 49, I'm hitting 65.
Yeah.
Keep your protein level at that macro you're looking to hit. And then start to cut down your carbohydrate intake a little bit and play around with that number to compensate so the calories still stay the same.
Okay.
So the big side with that is, and I see this a lot, is because we do 30% protein, 30% fats, and 40% carbohydrates, there are a lot of people who just find that fats leak into their diet a little bit more. Maybe they're having a fattier protein source. Maybe they're liking eggs a lot, but they're not going to egg whites, so they have the yolks in them, which will build up the fats, but doesn't give you a bunch of carbs on that side. So a lot of people will go with a 30% protein, 30% carbohydrate, 40% fat. So if that's the case, I can definitely switch some of those numbers around. But on the fly, if like I see in your numbers that your protein's hitting that 30% really, really solidly, or is within, you know, a couple percent, 10 grams or so, I'm going to be like, heck yeah. And then if I look and see, oh man, fats are a little over, but carbs are a little lower, then I'm going to be awesome. Like I'll be like, that's great. Numbers still look really, really solid. Those are both really solid energy sources. We're just using them in a little different fashion. Everyone's going to be a little different in how their body's going to run. Yeah.
I had a comment. Like, I don't know that it's.
What's up, Lauren?
Well, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate the point system in this challenge, because there's been a lot of oh gosh, I'm gonna get emotional. Okay. There's been a lot of days where food has not gone well at all, but I can look at that list and go, I have hit my sleep numbers 6 days out of 7 for all 4 weeks. And when I got that My Pillow app to like track my sleep, and that has been the most consistent improvement for me. And because of the challenge, I think about that, and my hydration has been way better. So it allows me to feel like not completely like a failure if I don't, because it's just 1 point on that points list. And so just being able to have the victory of like, okay, nutrition, I got my sleep. That's something. So it helped me not get too discouraged, I guess.
Perfect. Yeah. Does everyone have that sheet? And if not, it's called the lifestyle sheet, which has the 5 different sections, which has nutrition, sleep, exercise, stress relief, and hydration.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, Lauren.
Perfect. I will send you that sheet specifically, but I'll also send it out to everyone. This is why.
I was hoping you had that as a PDF.
How would that sheet works, and it was set up for 28 days. So I should send out a whole fresh copy so everyone can just print it as you need and have as many days as you'd like. But really what it is it's just if you did well, like if I got at least 7 hours of sleep, then I would give myself a 1. If I hit around 80-ish ounces, depending on the person, for water, I would put a 1 for the hydration. Let's say that day I looked back and I only had 20 ounces. Boom, I'm going to put a big old 0. Yeah, Judy's got it up there. And it just shows those 5 categories with little 1 marks. So you can get like a 4 out of 5 just because, man, I really didn't eat right today. I know it didn't happen, but man, I slept well. I did something that took stress off my mind. I tell people all the time, I tie flies. That helps me. Lately, for me, walking the dog has been really good. Like, I get really fed up with things, and I'm just like, I just need to go outside, walk the dog. I'm totally happy with that. And that works really well for me. It's a great sheet just to kind of give some good focus and really deal with some of the things I found, especially now that, because I'm in quarantine, basically, I spend most of my time at home. I actually really like my schedule because I'm regularly, when I coach, many people know we work kind of a really early morning and then we work a later night, and we switch halfway through. Right now, my schedule is set. I wake up at the same time, I go to bed at the same time, and it's really been kind of nice to see that change where my body is just in a same rhythm. So I always tend to recommend, especially when it comes to that, set up really solid routines, focus on trying to have breakfast around the same time, lunch at the same time, dinner at the same time, similar snack styles. It's really helped me to have kind of like, this is when I'm eating, this is when I'm going to have this. And granted, for me, it doesn't help everybody, but I am eating almost identical things for breakfast, lunch, and then my dinner changes. So I'll resend that one out so everybody does have that, because that is a really awesome sheet. Really nice. Thanks for pointing that out. Is anybody else? What's up, Judy?
Hey, I got something to show you.
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional too. You're with a bunch of emotional people.
It is
Hey, I'm okay with that. We've all been trapped inside. Nice work. That's awesome. 7.3, 3.5 inches. Killed it.
damn, Judy,
I
nice.
don't need no stinking in-body scan. I can
Yeah.
data.
That's another thing. Once we do officially reopen, now there's a bunch of different said dates out there. I know Trump has said the 19th. That is a nationwide thing that I think is obviously not going to work out. The best bets from what I've heard is this month is going to go by, and we're going to hopefully by the beginning of next month, which is a lot of time. I know it's a whole long time. But if you're just sticking steady, holding solid with your foods, drinking and doing everything well, we should still see really, really good results, and we shouldn't have to worry too much about that. But we will do in-bodies once we can reopen again. That being said, if you're like, hey, I need extra time or anything, let me know, and we can just save that in-body for a little bit later or a time that works best for you.
It's funny.
Perfect. How's everyone else doing? How you doing, Corey? I didn't get to say hi. You just jumped in. So.
I chimed in. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I have a question.
What's up, Pam?
Is there an app or anything that you can punch in at, 8 o'clock at night saying, I need 25 carbs and 6 fat and 3 protein. Give me a food.
And the food comes out.
Yes.
Fridge.
Or like a combo of foods because I need that.
There is not one that will just punch out awesome foods that you could set up with that. You can. Oh, what's up, Judy?
So if you pay for the MyFitnessPal upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
get through your nutrition, and at the bottom it will say foods that are higher in carbs, and it will give you a list. Foods that are higher in protein. It'll give you a suggestion.
Okay.
I think it may actually look at what you've been putting in there and give you suggestions. But you have to pay for the extra, like the souped up
The pro or whatever it is.
It also gives you, like, my husband uses it because he's in bodybuilding and he does like all of his vitamins. If he's low on vitamin E, if he's low on every micronutrient, well, it'll give you all that. If you're anemic, it'll tell you that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth a few dollars extra.
It's worth. I think it's like $4.99 or something.
Yeah.
For my,
I believe it's a one-time fee, correct?
well, worth it.
I think it's free.
Yeah, you can get the free version or you can pay for that upgrade. And as far as I know, it's one-time pay upgrade to go to that. If you are interested, I still don't use it. I will literally, I plug things in all the time and I just like, what is the macro breakdown of that? Oh, interesting. Oh, what is oh, cool. And I'll play around with it to find things that might work within that number set, which can be helpful. That's another thing brought up, like with Lenson, he's being a bodybuilder, keeping in mind, he's at like that pinnacle of like dialed in. And so if you are, hey, let's say you guys have been doing this now for a month and you're feeling really comfortable and you're like, man, I'm really hitting those numbers. My water is set. I'm really solid with a lot of these things. Here's where you can start to play around with what I like to call like we measure in the big pieces. Now you can pay attention to some of those minor aspects, like what are my vitamins looking like? What are how are things balancing with things that my body may be really, really needing that you may not know that you're low on. But as I always say, like if you're majoring in those big pieces, you're knocking out 80% of it easy. You're focusing on sleep and hydration, you're up to 90% easy. And then we can start to dial in, okay, what's the exact timing that I'm having? When is this happening? When am I getting enough of my vitamins? Am I looking at this? Perfect. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anything like super perfect that could just be like, I looked at your fridge. You need to.
Yes.
You can get my fridge is right over here.
Yeah. Just okay, perfect. Another one that does work also. If you look at the Healthy Steps Nutrition at their recipes sites, it's Healthy Steps Nutrition / Healthy Recipes, which is the link that they have in the book, as well as to all the recipes that I post up about them. With that, you can actually look in there and look at certain meals or snacks, and it has at the very bottom of it its nutritional breakdown, and it'll say how much protein, fats, and carbs. So you can start to look at some of those things that if you find that you're like, man, I'm regularly off by 20 carbs, but it needs a little bit of protein, or I'm regularly off by a little bit of fat on that side, then you can look at some of the snack sides that might work best for you, and you can have it prepped, and you can have like a little bit extra bulk on the side, like the roasted chickpeas might be something that would have a good amount of carbohydrates, but also some protein in it if we're not quite there. Cool.
Good food scale. We've broken 4 of them.
I use, I can actually probably try to look it up on Amazon. It's like red with a circle and then add a little side kickoff. We've had it for ages, so we've never broken it, but you guys use it religiously? I'm more of the, hey, I know what this is, that is, and now I'm at the point where I measure occasionally just to make sure it's like if I'm making a recipe. So I can't guarantee that it's as bulletproof as one you need. That's a great question.
I have a question this time. It's a real question.
What's up, Lauren?
I've noticed that some days, the types of workouts I do, I feel a lot more hungry than others. Like if I've done a big strength day, I might be extra hungry the next day, or some of the longer workouts, probably the ones where more calories get burned.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like there's ever a time at which, like if you're still really hungry after you've eaten your normal calorie count, but you know you've burned a ton of calories that day, like, is it worth it to do another protein snack of some kind? Or like, how do you adjust? Or do you adjust? Or do you just say like, nope, we're going to stay?
Definitely. That is where I would incorporate in your post-workout snack, is that it might become bigger.
Okay.
Especially if you know, like, hey, today's going to be a really long day. I'm doing a lifting, but then they got me doing a metcon that's 45 minutes long. So I've got 2 pieces. It's going to take me almost 2 hours or an hour and a half. I know for a fact I'm burning a lot more. The body, it's right then at that point after your workout that it's going to be craving the most of all. So if you can hit that at that moment, so maybe that becomes like, hey, I am having a post-workout meal instead of an actual snack, then that would be a good opportunity to incorporate it at that point. And that would be something where you're looking at it could be up to another 150, 200 calories, depending on what that work output looks like. The biggest signs I would say is if you have been incorporating those and sticking with numbers and things have still been dropping, but potentially you're like, I'm not particularly looking to like drop it this fast, or I want to stay pretty set level of weight, that's when you're going to really definitely need to incorporate that.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Perfect. How about everybody else?
Who bought all the perfect bars from Central Market? Because I need them.
Same people who have the toilet paper.
Yeah.
At Costco.
Yeah, I just get them at Costco, and they're a 3-flavor bin. So it's your regular peanut butter, the almond one, which I like pretty good, and then it comes with a third, which is like a chocolate crunch, which is pretty good.
Which is the lowest calorie one.
Yeah, the chocolate crunch one actually is the lowest calorie one. It's just pretty good. I actually like it as a post-workout snack better than some of the other ones. But that's the one place I tend to get them. You can also get RX bars there too. They're a really good one, and they're actually in the meal plan. A lot of times it's like half of an RX bar as a snack side. Keep those in mind if you're looking for a little higher on the protein and carb and a little less fat than the perfect bar.
Okay.
I have a question about fiber.
Fiber?
Yeah, so I know we're not necessarily measuring it, but under my nutrients, I'm always like low on fiber, even though I'm hitting my protein, carbs, and fat pretty well.
Uh-huh.
but I'm like getting half the amount of fiber I'm supposed to be getting, according to my fitness pal. I don't know.
I would say the biggest thing that you can do to increase your fiber is just increase your vegetable count to
I knew you were going to say that.
yeah, I know, exactly. I was like, I hate to say it. I know this is going to come off like, well, duh, Kate. But transferring some of those carbohydrates into as much of your vegetable sources as possible. If you're having rices, start to look for brown rices or wild rice. It will take a lot longer to cook, depending on which way you're making, but that will also increase your fiber intake as well. If you can get that in some of those grain sources or whichever starch that you tend to use. Potatoes, incorporate the skins, you get more fiber. You also, if you're incorporating skins with potatoes, you're going to build up the potassium like crazy. Potassium, awesome for workout recovery. Just making sure that we're also getting magnesium in there as well. But then that's also dialing in really tight with whatever those extra little pieces are. So I would say those would be the big sides with it, is just try to look for grains that do incorporate a little bit more fiber, and then as much vegetables as possible.
I've been doing like 2 cups of veggies at my meal, so not at breakfast though. That's maybe a place I can put some more.
Yeah, so that might work in the breakfast side, and then what the vegetables that you're using, fibrous better. So your broccoli side, your cauliflower side, versus some of the other ones where you have like bell peppers or stuff that don't have quite as much fiber. Nice, that's awesome thinking. You've been really thinking hard about it. I love it. Cool. Feeling
Okay.
questions. Pam, what's up?
So I'm kind of on the potassium thing. Like my go-to snack was a banana.
Good.
And like I love my fruits, but on it, like with the sugar limit, like if I ate the fruits I want to eat, I'm going to be way over on my sugar.
Yeah.
Like since it's natural sugar, is it like I'm trying to eat not a lot of added,
Yeah.
and I haven't been eating fruit just because, but I miss it.
Fruits are totally fine. The thing is, you just have to be very careful about some of the ones that have a little bit higher sugar counts. Try to go for less ripe bananas if you can, if you're not like too stingy about that. Some people can't do the like greener side bananas.
Mhm.
Also, when it comes to some of those ones, berries are always better because they will
Okay.
be a lower glycemic count. There was the sheet, and I'll send it out again, actually. That's another sheet I'll send out that has the options of like what is higher glycemic, what's middle.
Oh yeah, I printed that. I remember that now.
That will work on that. Now, if you're looking specifically for potassium, as I said, potato skins are a good option, but gross for some people, totally understandable. Coconut water, if you're looking for your post-workout shake, and if you do shakes, coconut water, 8 ounces of coconut water usually has twice as much potassium as a single banana, and you're only looking at about 80 calories for that 8 ounces. So you're actually looking at a less caloric intake usually than the banana and less sugar, but you're also getting a little bit more potassium on that side.
Okay.
Yeah. But glycemic. Okay, best options. Perfect. Oh, come on, Tone.
Somebody's here. Hold on.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, I'm not sure if there's any other questions. If there is, you can always ask them any other time. Send me a message, whatnot. This is recorded, so I'm gonna share it with everyone in the group if they can check it, look at it. It's gonna be new to me. This is the first time I've actually recorded a Zoom workout or a Zoom meeting. So it may take me a little while to upload it, but it won't matter for you guys. You guys got to see it and everything.
I would like to see how it looks when you record it, though. Will you send it to everyone?
Yeah. It'll be nice to see, like, particularly how it breaks out, or if it'll probably just be me. It'll just be my.
I'm just curious because I'm gonna have to start recording all of mine too. So I haven't done it yet. I want to know what it looks like.
Yeah. So the biggest thing I can just say is it's really just focus on, if you are feeling yourself kind of wavering to the side, it's just recommitting to your process. This is all about you and just working on healthy eating. So really, it shouldn't matter that it's a challenge. It should just matter that we're focusing on good, healthy changes. and not stressing out about it. Keeping in mind, like, if you are like, oh man, I got to really dial in these things and shit is hitting the fan elsewhere in your life, then it needs to be that you can be like, okay, I need to breathe. It's okay. I don't need to worry about that little piece as badly. What's up, Lenston? How you doing? and be able to give yourself that breathing space. Like, if you are stressing about it, trust me, you are causing more problems for yourself. Or if you are just allowed to relax and have a little treat there and there. So thanks everybody for jumping in and showing up for this. I'm really glad to see as many faces as I did get out. It's really good to see you all because there's a lot of people I have not seen in some time. I'll post this one up and I'll send out a couple pieces of those emails with an email with a couple of those sheets that we spoke about. And if you have any questions, you couldn't think of it, or maybe you're like, well, there was a lot of people on that Zoom and I did not want to ask questions like that, feel free to just email me back. That's totally fine. I love it. I'm just glad that you guys are here.
Do we keep access to the app and to the website?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not kicking anybody out for nothing. So we're running this as long as I got to. So this might end up being an 8-week long challenge. It might be a 10-week long challenge. I'm going to start running out of cool emails. It'll be like, hey, this week, show me a picture of your dog eating a healthy meal.
In the background. What's up with that mattress, Steve?
Yeah, I know. I'm in my back. This became like a storage room for a while. So it's got like a fly tying station, some guitars, a mattress. We actually just bought a mattress for what was it? Valentine's Day. We were like, we're buying a nice mattress. So we didn't know what to do. So we just rolled it into this room and we've just left it here.
Nice.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm so glad to see you guys. Once again, let me know if you have anything that you're thinking about, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll send you guys out an email here tomorrow.
All right.
Be healthy.
Have a great night, y'all.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody. Bye, guys.
Okay, let's see.